We got updates. We got updates. Yo, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Yo, we got brand new updates for our Sony cameras, man, and I'm excited because I own like pretty much all of them. So I got my A7S III right here. I got my Sony A1 right here, my A7 IV, which is what I'm recording you on right now, but I will make sure that that one gets updated also. Man, I am so excited because it brings some of these features that I've been wanting in my cameras, bringing it, and I absolutely love it, like the breathing compensation and the menu system on the FX3. I really like that menu system. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but for right now, I'm going to this is not going to be a long drawn out video, but I definitely wanted to come on, tell you a little bit about the updates and how to update your cameras properly. Now, a lot of people I know are going to be making videos about updating your cameras, but you got to remember one thing. First of all, these updates take a minute. Some of these take 15, 20 minutes. It's not like a quick, fast thing, all right? So you got to ensure that you update these things properly. And from what I understand is when you do update your cameras, it's going to clear out everything. So I'm going to actually tell you what you need to do first. And one of the main things that you need to do first is save your settings. Man, oh man, oh man. Now, this is sometimes the reason why sometimes we have to read stuff, because you cannot use the reset, save, load option because of this update. So one thing people need to tell you, I'm gonna tell you from the beginning, from the start of this video, you need, if you have settings saved a specific way and you're not going to remember them, you need to write down, jot, take a picture, some way to remember the way your settings are saved. Because after this update, you won't be able to use that option. It will not work. They put that in here and I'll show you right here. Yeah.
Denied.
I didn't pay no attention to that. I just really went through, saved my settings, and tried to load it, and spent probably like 20 minutes trying to do it. And yeah, it wouldn't save. I mean, it wouldn't load the settings. Now I know why. Because you can't load your settings. So before you guys start this video, because I know nobody's gonna tell you that, you cannot save your settings to a memory card and load them after this update. Let's get to the video. So now that we have that done, now we're going to jump over to the computer and we are going to get this firmware. All right, we are over here on the Sony support tab or Sony support screen. All right, the I will put the link right there on the screen. This way you guys can have the link. But now when we get over here, we want to scroll down to where we see cameras and camcorders, right? And then we're going to go to digital cameras. And then we're going to go over to interchangeable lens. Now, of course, I don't know how often you update your lenses and cameras, but this is also if you have Sony lenses. This is also where you can get new firmware updates on your lenses also. We're going to go ahead and keep going. And now we are going to go over here to the E mount. I don't even know who still has an A mount. Whatever. All right, so first thing we're going to look up is the A7 series, all right? And we are going to look for the Sony A7S III, which is right there by the model number ILCE-7S Mark III, all right? That's going to be our A7S III. We're going to go ahead and click on that. And then once we click on that, you're going to have the firmware version 3.0 for Windows and Mac. I am using a Mac, so therefore I am going to download the firmware for Mac. Make sure you download the correct firmware for your correct operating system, because if you don't, the file will be different and it will not work, and you don't want to risk bricking your camera because of different firmware. All right, so once I click on that, we're going to go up here to the top and we're going to click on download. And once we click on download, we're going to read right through this quick user agreement. All right, and make sure you click in there and scroll through the user agreement, because this download will not be visible unless you actually read it. Yes, so make sure you actually read it. Now, after that, if you don't have a Sony account, whatever, that's great. You don't have to. You can still download it without an account. Just click on download now without an account. I have an account, but I'm not logging in for the preference of this. All right. So now if you look over at your downloads, you will see that it has already downloaded. The DMG file is in there. And also while I'm on here, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Sony A1, and I'm going to go ahead and download the firmware for my Sony A1 as well. Also with my Sony A7 IV. Might as well get all of them while I'm here. All right, so now we have all of our downloads on our computer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hook our camera into the computer, and we're going to update this thing. We're going to do our A7S III first. I'm going to update it, and then I'm going to come back to you and just talk about some things on what to expect from the update. And this is going to take a minute, so I'm going to cut the video and then I'll be back. All right, now this is really, really important. I'm going to record this with my phone because I have no way to screen record this, but I recently bought another Mac, like a Mac, Mac Mini, just for another computer, M2, just to have it, whatever, on my other computer when I do streaming and stuff. Something that's going to be nice. But the M1 and M2 comes with these security settings on there. And a lot of times you can't install third-party apps on your Mac or Mac Mini or whatever because of those security settings. So I ran into this issue because, like I said, mine is brand new. So even though I have the new M3, I'm going to show you really quick, just in case you run into an issue where it's telling you something about your current security settings and you can't install third-party apps. I'm going to show you really quick. Now, it might be a little bit hard to see. I'll do my best, but I'm going to show you how to change your security settings. So the first thing you got to do is shut down your Mac Mini or your Mac completely off. You got to shut it down. When you boot it back up, you have to hold it for 5 to 7 seconds, all right? When you hold it for 5 to 7 seconds, it's going to come up with this screen, all right? I'm going to do my best, so don't worry about this. This is for you guys because I don't want nobody to run into the same thing, all right? So now the first thing you want to do is you're going to see this right here. It's going to say options, and it's going to have your startup disk right there, all right? First thing you want to do is you want to click on options. Now remember, I'm trying to hold and do this at the same thing for y'all. Again, this is if you're having those security issues and you can't install anything and it's telling you to check your security settings, all those things that it was doing to me. Because again, I have a new Mac Mini, and you're probably going to find this issue out if you have the M1, M2, anything like that. All right, so after that, you want to click on your administrative little icon there for admin. You want to hit next. All right, and then you want to put in your administrative password. Let me go ahead and get up there to do that. All right. All right, so now that we're in there, you're not going to mess with this part. But up here in the top, you're going to see utilities right there. All right, you see that? Let me see if I can screw that in. All right. But anyway, there's a tab right there for utilities. That's what you want to hit. So once you hit that utilities tab, you want to see startup security utility. All right, we want to click that. It's going to bring us back to our screen now. It's going to show our startup disk right here. So after you see that, there's going to be a little tab down there that says security policy. You want to click on security policy right there. Okay. Now it's going to say security policy for Mac HD. As you can see, it has full security that ensures only current OS or sign-in operating system, basically only trusted really things that Mac knows can install. That's the reason why you can install third-party things on your computer. So what you need to do is you need to click on right there. It says reduce security. We're going to click on that. And then you can also allow user management of kernel extensions from identified whatever. You want to also click on that also. Now, if there's ever a situation where somebody needs to remotely manage your extensions or go into your computer for you, you're going to have to click on this second box right here too. But right now, we're just going to click on the first one and the second one to allow the user management of kernel extensions. That's what you need. You want to click OK. Let me scroll out so you guys can see. All right, so we want to click OK. And for that, we're going to put back in our password. All right, and then now it's going to apply those security settings. and you're done. And then from there, you should be able to now download your software, your firmware, in order to update your cameras and things like that. If you downloaded the new firmware update for the A7S III, you might see two of them, the 2.15 and the 2.15 and the 3.00. If you're not updated to 2.15, you definitely want to install the 2.15 first and then install 3.00. So now once we get all of those security settings and all that stuff done and out the way, now you should be able to come up to the screen where it says now you can complete the following thingy majiggers. All right, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you got a full battery in here. I don't have a full battery. All right, so we're going to turn our camera on. All right, follow the USB connection, make sure everything is connected. Make sure you go into your menu system, go to mass storage. I'm down there in the USB. Make sure all that's good. You cannot do that if you have PC remote turned on. All right, make sure PC remote is turned off, USB, mass storage, and everything, and you should be good. All right, so we have ours connected, and then we're going to hit next. If anything is wrong, it's definitely going to tell you. All right, so once everything is connected, it says you're going to verify the version of the update on the bottom left hand of the screen. If there is a problem with the version, anything like that, you're good. All right, so they're going to check the version. You can see my current version, it has it right there, is 2.11. The version after this update is going to be 2.15. All right, so we're going to let it do its thing, and that's going to be it. And then we're going to come back and update to 3.0. Now we're going to start this update around 11:32. All right, so from 2.11 to 2.15, I'm going to tell you exactly how long it actually takes to update. Now, while we're updating this, I want to go over a few things, not everything, but I want to go over a few things that the Sony update for the A7S III actually tells us about. All right, so let's go ahead and jump over to the screen and let's read a little bit about the Sony updates for the A7S III and what it's going to give us, okay? All right, so now we are over here on Sony's website, and we're just want to read a few things about the new update to the A7S III, what you can look out for, what's probably going to be beneficial to you, and how we're going to use the new updates for the A7S III. So starting off right here really quick, first of all, support for the Creators app. A lot of people out there like to use the Creators app. You can control your camera, shutter, I'll do a lot of things in the Creators app, send the images pretty fast. So it provides a lot of flexibility to what we use the creator apps for right now. So again, Creators app replacing Images Edge was really nobody really liked. It was so buggy and everything, but being able to have full functionality with the A7S III and Creators app as a monitor, control app, all of those things, it adds all of those support. So I really love that. It also adds support for the monitor and control app. I love the monitor and control app. I use it a lot. I use it to get false color and a lot of different things on when I'm looking at my phone or my iPad. It's great. So I love the monitor control app. It's wireless. You can wirelessly to your camera. You can record, like if you don't have the remote, you can record, press the remote on your tablet or your phone to start and stop your camera. I love that. I love the monitor control app. I think it's one of the best apps that are out there. Let's talk about shooting and a playback function, add support for relay playback function. Breathing compensation, I know, is a really big one for a lot of people out there. When you're putting that lens on and just the way it focuses, goes back, focus breathing. Breathing compensation is going to help out a lot, especially a lot of us people who use the A7S III for video, which of course it is a video-centric camera. That is going to be great. I'm turning it on as soon as I get, and I'm sure I'm going to see definitely a big change with doing some video and how it's going to basically help that breathing compensation between when the lens pulses in and out, especially changing focus and everything like that. So that is going to be amazing. I'm so glad that they added that. Compatible lenses, DCI 4K, and now you have 24p. All right, not 23.96. No, you have flat 24p. I know a lot of people are like that. I don't use DCI. But some people out there do. But that is going to be great. And now you can film in 24p, not 23.96. So I know some people is going to like that also. Just true 24p. Bam. Let's go here. Let's keep going. Act function to, let me see, narrow your images down, maximum number of images, time code input with a third party, C2PA format, a lot of them. You ask custom grids also. So if you want custom grids on there, grid lines is available with as a pay license. So that. Going down to FTP transfer and networks, allows you to upload camera images, different things like that to the Creators app. And then it talks about a few issues that it fixed. Fix your issue with timecode, improves exposure stability, and also operational stability of the camera, which is always great when they improve the operational stability of the camera. So again, a lot of these things, I mean, some of these things you might not even see or even even adhere to. But you know, like I said, one of the biggest things is the the FX3 menu system that I absolutely love that they added. And that breathing compensation, definitely going to take full advantage of that. We are finished with updating from 2.11 to 2.15, and it took almost exactly 21 minutes to update from 2.11 to 2.15. So now it's checking the version, and as you can see, the A7S III is current version is 2.15, and we are now going up to 3.0. So again, everything is looking good. So we are going to hit next, and we are going to see when it starts so we can get another time on this. We're going to time this at 12:21. All right, that's when we started this clock, 12:21, and we're going to record it. And I am going to fast forward to everything, see how long it actually takes to go from 2.15 to 3.0. I'll be back in a second. Now that we have our firmware downloaded, so now going from 2.15 to 3.0. On my computer, on my Mac M2, it said 29 minutes, around give or take 29 minutes. You can play with that how you want to, but around 29, 30 minutes is how long it actually took to update from 2.15 to 3.0. So now our camera is basically completely blank. I can tell because over here, going over here, it shows that it's I gotta put in a new language. Now, unlike the FX3, where you have to get to like Cine EI and all those things, we don't have that in here. Everything PP8 and all of that stuff is in the same spot. But as you guys know, on the other one, everything is in this menu right here. So when you want to get to S-Log, okay, we don't have that on here, but we do have a lot of our other short settings on here, which is great. Most of the stuff that you have is right here. Let's see here, image quality, lens compensation. So let's check out some of this stuff. All right, so found breathing compensation. All right, if you guys know, it's right there under image quality. Go down to lens compensation. Right now, breathing compensation is on. And if you guys don't know what breathing compensation is, let me show you so you can read it for yourself. Breathing compensation compensates for the change in angle of view during movie shooting when the lens is focused. So, all right, compensates for that, which is why a lot of videographers want breathing compensation. And now that we have it on the A7S III, it's going to be pretty dope. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Oh, I had a warning. Sorry about that. All right, so now breathing compensation is on. It has it 50 and 100. 4K HC. That's weird. Unless it's in PAL. Because right now I put it in 4K and it's showing up as 50 frames a second or 100 frames a second. Not 4K 60. Which tells me that they reset it and put it in PAL instead of NTSC. So let's go check that real quick. So PAL selector. Change. So yeah, I told you. So when you reset it, look, I just said that. So when you reset it, it put it in NTSC. I mean, I'm sorry, you put it in PAL. So you have to change it to NTSC, and it's going to reboot. So again, that's about knowing your camera and everything. I know if I'm showing in 50 and 100 frames, I knew it was in PAL. So make sure you guys select that properly. All right. Now it's running on NTSC. So now let's go back and check. Make sure our frame mates and everything is the same still. All right, so I like shooting in 4K HS. All right, there it is. Now we are in 60 frames a second. All right, and we got our 24 and 120. Bam, bam, and bam. So yeah, everything looks like it's working as it's supposed to be on the A7S III. We got a little new menu layout here. I wasn't doing any type of like swiping and everything because my thing is off and I wouldn't be able to record it. But yeah, now you can swipe left and right and bring up some stuff that way. So hopefully this helped you out, man. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe on the video, man. And if you have any questions, let me know. Again, until next time, it's your boy Brandon, aka the Kevin Hart Photography. We out of here. I holla. Peace.